Okay, real quick here, guys. Two things. One, this is my second time making a video. Two, this panel may fall off. I just put it back on because I need to spray some more adhesive to it. So, Deathmatch episode, Deathmatch to a Parallel World episode 2. This show, to me, is killing it. And I think this is how a show should start off, to me. It's not the most interesting, but for what it's doing, what it should be doing, I give it an A+. This show is world building, and it's visually showing us game mechanics constantly, even when it does not need to be. And when I look at, other shows, like, I guess even Overlord, who does a better job than SAO at it, but it feels more like a game to me than it does a world. And whether that's right or wrong, I don't know. I don't know if it's the right take or incorrect take on this. I'm not really sure yet. But I think it, in terms of a video game, showing us how a video game should be, this is doing a better job. It's showing us, hey, I'm in a tough situation. Let me upgrade my trickery skill like this character does. Luckily, he has all those points from killing the lizard men. But that's something that it didn't have to do, but it went that extra step. And we saw how he's able to trick in or deceive the girl. And that's what happens in shows. I've played games like that, So it's cool to see that. But what the show also does a really good job of, it's just world building. The first city we go to, immediately it says, hey, 80% of the people here are normal people, 20% are slaves, and the slaves are on the west side. And it's just giving you kind of like the layout of, the land per se, right? So what I like about that is it showed us another game mechanic. Once you get to the city, you can click on it, and it'll show you about the city. And it reminds me of like Assassin's Creed, actually. If there's monuments and stuff you can learn about. If you click on them, click a button, and boom, it'll pop up with like a little bio. And that's what it's doing with these cities, so it's really cool to see that. But on top of that, the show really went in on more world building about, hey, if you have a visa, this is how you get your visa. And if your visa's, expired, and you get caught, you're going to have to pay a fee. But if you can't pay that fee on top of it, getting caught with it being expired, then you're going to be turned into a slave. And that's something that is really cool to see. And that's good writing. It's showing you how the world works. It's world building, right? So, now on top of that, we did get to see him actually get his pass, putting your hands on it, saying your name, we'll bring up your level, we'll bring up, I don't know if it brought up his ability and whatnot, but it brought up, multiple kind of things there. And I thought that was cool also whenever it did show the female girl that should be part of the main cast, and it had side note girlfriend. That was funny. I was like, and he started making something up about her and probably not having a boyfriend and so on and so forth. And I think that's because he's older, because he knows the know of and know how. Because like whenever he's walking with that other girl, he monologues to himself and says, I can make this girl fall for me right now. And he is 29, so that's kind of a cool insight, and I think that's why. And I think that's why I like his monologuing so much, because he's not actually a high schooler mentally. He's not. He's someone who's been there, done that. So it's cool to see that, and it shows that he knows how young girls work. And I think that's the big thing in the show. Someone who's older knows how high school girls work, but does someone older know how older girls work? And I think maybe if they do that kind of comparison, that'd be really kind of cool, because it does make sense. People change as they age, and people have to learn how people interact whenever they get older, like they do when they're younger too. People change with age. So that's something that's really cool. Maybe that's where it's going with that. Maybe that's why he understands him. I don't think they'll ever directly tell us that, but I think that's kind of like, that's supposed to be, it's like indirectly giving us that hint, right? So, other than that, though, the whole food scene when he's eating the bread and it's just hard and moldy, and my boy is saying, I can tell it's made with love. He's like, it's pretty tough, but it's made with love, and this honey just basically erases everything from what he's saying. And he's enjoying it. And he asks for seconds. The comedy of the show does it. The side note, no boyfriend, the whole bread scene. I think personally the comedy for the show is doing it for me. It's making me laugh. I was laughing about the whole bread thing. I laughed my ass off whenever it quickly showed him. It's like doing cut clips of eating the bread, eating the boar, eating drinking the honey. So I really enjoyed that. So what I like the most is kind of like, I think what I like about Overlord, and how our main character is just kind of like, okay, let's take this slow. Let's break this down, and let's try to find some information about how the servers went down. But in this case, he's like, hey, how the hell did I get here? This is too real. I can't taste food in dreams. I can't feel pain in dreams. But in this game, it's too real. I can taste, I can feel. And that's, in dreams, that's true. Do we taste things? I have never tasted something in a dream, and every time I get hurt, I've broken a leg or something in a dream, but I didn't feel it. I didn't feel pain. And he's going out and saying, yeah, I can feel things. Like, I can literally feel things in this game. So he's like, I don't have enough information about anything and how I got here. Just is true that I truly have been transported to another world. But let's just have fun with it, explore and adventure within this world, and let's use this to help me become a better game creator and or programmer. And I thought that was cool. That was a cool take. I like that. I like how it presented it. It didn't stay, kind of stay on it too long, but it just kind of came at you bold, and he just stated, this is what I'm going to do instantly almost, right? Like in about 30 seconds worth of time. And I think that's why I like Overlord too, because the thought process. They're older. Both of them are older, right? Overlord's person that's stuck in the game is older. He has a job and stuff like that. And so was Sato, who's 29. And maybe that's why I like to take this take on it, because it's different, right? I mean, you can even compare it to ReZero. It's not a video game world, but I mean, Isekai world's basically a video game world, right? And we can tell they went around, they stress over certain things, and that's not bad. ReZero, there's nothing wrong with that show. That's a god tier show. That's how you present something, and it makes sense why our character's that way. But someone who's older, it just shows us how their approach may be a little bit different, and that is, I guess, refreshing in a sense. So other than that, guys, I thought Death, March to a Parallel World was really good. As always, guys, you guys have been Hex. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, X25. See you guys next time. Peace. Thanks for watching.